back. After spending some time in Pueblo West with family, we have made our way down to New Mexico. We are in Las Crusas, near the border, and we're meeting up with a special friend, someone who I've known since middle school. He was the first guy that I ever went skateboarding with in the streets. In the streets. And he's just an amazing character, an amazing athlete, and a very A-plus human being. So we're gonna go meet him. Alex has never met him. And so yeah, that's what we're doing this morning, and we'll take you along. We just enjoyed breakfast with our special guest, who I would like to introduce you to now. Everybody meet Matt Welch.
Hey, what's up everybody? My name's Matt. And you wanna see my setup? I'm not living in a van, but I'm living on this bike. And here she blows. She's my surly steed. She does not have a name, not yet at least. I've spent 4 months on this thing so far. June 21st I left the Oregon coast and then biked all the way to Maine, the Atlantic Ocean, then rode down the East Coast to Florida, and now we're in New Mexico, Las Crusas. And we met up with Lloyd and Alex and Chip here. Yeah. And it's been such a treat to see Chip. It's my first time seeing her all built out. But yeah, this is my trip. I have a couple more months on the road. I'll be finishing up in Oregon before the end of the year, and grand total, my trip will be about 11,500 miles. And that's what I'm up to. And this is the bike.
Dude, let's see the whip. This is amazing.
Yeah,
so I love that you have these side saddles. I would assume
they look awesome.
The weight looks evenly distributed.
It sure is, yeah. So I have these panniers, and then I kind of have it set up in a very specific way, in that I have my sleeping bag here.
Right.
In this pouch, I have a bunch of clothes. I have a drone actually, which is kind of sick. I've had some really cool footage. My bike lock, bike pump in this one, and then I have all my food and extra tubes in that sucker there.
How many tubes do you carry on here?
Oh man, I think I have 4 right now, 4 extra tubes. Because there's something called the goat heads down here in the Southwest, and they're like this invasive weed that has this huge spike, and it just penetrates through literally everything and anything. You know, it just kind of clings to your shoes, your clothes, and very inconveniently punctures through tires.
Yeah. So how many flat tires have you had?
In Texas, I had 6 flat tires, which is nuts because I got new tires in Whitefish, Montana, about 8,000 miles ago, and I didn't have a flat once since I entered Texas. And right as I got into Texas, then these freaking goat heads have just been piercing my tires, and it's been frustrating, that's for sure. And then up here, I have my own camera equipment. So I have a MacBook Pro, a camera, and then some of my like toiletries in here. And then on this side, I have like a camp stove, and then a sleeping pad. And then this is my tent. Up here, it's a 1-person tent. And then I have a tripod, and then my tent stakes. And then this is all like my very important stuff that I always bring in stores and always have on me.
Quick access.
Yeah, exactly. I do actually have my camera here. So I have my Sony A7C with a little kit lens, super lightweight, full frame. It's done me well, and then my wallet, and then I listen to a lot of audiobooks on this trip because I'm on the road a lot. So I have like AirPods, and I listen to like an audiobook, every couple days, just like down them. I'm currently listening to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I'm on the last one, The Return of the King, and it's been awesome. But this is the setup, and then the bike. It's a Surly long haul trucker. It's a 2011. It's like the classic touring bike with the bar end shifters, friction shifting, so they're pretty easy to work on, caliper brakes. And then I have like the classic Brooks saddle, leather, well worn. I'm about 9,000 miles in to my tour, and then 9,000 miles into breaking that saddle, and that's it. And then I have my water bottles here, and then finally a little bit of duct tape, some electrical tape for backup, and then a couple extra spokes on the frame, and then and then I have like oil or lube, and then stuff for repairing my bike.
Little toolbox.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the setup.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Talk about like minimalist living.
Yeah.
This is an extraordinary human being right here to be able to just send it. And you've gone through, this is your 33rd state?
33rd state, yeah, I didn't mention that. So yeah, we're in New Mexico now. This is my 33rd state. I have 2 more to go that I haven't been. That'll be Arizona and California, and that'll be back in Oregon where it all started.
Full circle.
Yeah, so it'll be when all is said and done, 35 states, and it'll be really like a whole circle, a circumnavigation of the United States. Yeah, and it's just been tremendous seeing the country in every nook and cranny nearly, and then people in every region. You know, I've been very fortunate to be able to do this. It's been cool, that's for sure.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of updates on Matt's Instagram, which I'll include here. I've seen you've got into a lot of hospitality from random folks. And
so much.
That's got to be an amazing process to be able to just show up somewhere and just have genuine conversations with new people every couple days.
And I'm reminded, I feel like when you're on the road like this, in this kind of a vulnerable position, like I think we see that our world is very divided, but I think when you really, scrape things away, all like the surface level noise, like we are all just trying to be happy and live like a healthy life, and like people just want to help each other, I think, in the grand scheme of things. And that's what I've experienced this whole trip, is no matter what people believe, like on the surface level, like when you like strip things deeper, it's like people just want to help, know, and I've received so much of that on my end, and I think that's been the most beautiful part of my trip, is that interaction with so many cool people.
Okay, so one of the questions that I had, and you had also, is kind of just why, Matt, you're doing this trip.
Yeah, and I've thought about this a lot. Like, I think there's 2 main reasons why I wanted to depart on this strange and different journey of mine. First and foremost, I just wanted to challenge myself and challenge my body. I feel like we live in this world that's like, we're all kind of soft, if you think about it, right? We live in like very temperature controlled houses. Like we have a bed to sleep in, and like we have food whenever we want it. We have water whenever we want it. We don't really have to ever tax our bodies if we don't want to. And I feel like we're kind of losing that ability to like challenge ourselves and live off the land, kind of, if you want to say it like that. So that's what I wanted to do. I want to hop on my bike and like live off the land, as I travel across the country and kind of make up my own route and kind of figure out things as I go. So that was the first reason. And then the second reason is I wanted to reconnect with friends and family as I went, and intentionally like create a route to see as many family members as I can and as many friends as I can. And I ended up, I saw so many people I have not connected with in so long. And my original plan was actually just to bike from Seaside, Oregon, where I started on the Pacific coast, all the way to Portland, Maine on the Atlantic coast. So that was the original plan, just go once across the country. And then in Missoula, Montana, I met this old fart. He was 66 years old, nicknamed the Rocket Man. And he told me that he was biking all the way around the United States, right? To like go from, he started in Oregon, and then he's biking to Maine, down to Florida, into California, where he's from. And I was like, if this dude, he's 66 and he's doing that, like what excuse do I have, at 26 to just go once across? So he kind of empowered me to continue my trip after I arrived in Portland, Maine, to just ride onwards and ride back to the Pacific Ocean. So it's been really cool, like the challenge, the physical, emotional, mental challenge of like living on my bike and in this minimalist way for so long. But then paired with that, it was like meeting so many people and reconnecting with so many friends and family along the way. And that's it. That's why I'm doing this. And it's been a real gift, I think, for me. And I'm so grateful to be on this trip.
I think you've really inspired a lot of people, including myself, just by documenting and posting your travels and your stories online. And I'm excited to continue seeing what you have to share in the world, because it's like you said, like it's very easy to be soft and comfortable in today's world, and just pushing yourself to see what you're capable of, at least in my past, and I'm sure you can say the same, that you really grow in your mindset and as well as your physical capabilities. So
I truly believe that like you have to find your limits, and then you find those limits, and then you kind of expand those limits. So it's like you need some kind of friction to grow. And it's like when we don't have that friction, I think that's when we might experience this mental health crisis that we're in is like, we're not getting pushed in certain ways, and I think it's just helpful for people to kind of embrace a lifestyle where it's like they're challenged, and they're challenged frequently, because I think you gain confidence in yourself and your own abilities when you create that challenge in your life. Yeah.
100%. So there's an awesome takeaway from this bit of content. Challenge yourself, have that growth mindset, and see what you're capable of. So thanks, Matt, for sharing your story with us.
It's so great.
Yeah, this is amazing to see you again. I'm so grateful for today. And
it's been a true gift.
Finally get to
And
introduce
to meet
Alex.
you, yeah.
I know.
It's been awesome.
Good stuff.